one click is all it takes to lose everything.
We are in a cyber war. You can either be a defendant or you could be a victim.
Probably the most important and most interesting lesson from the Marriott breach is data protection. Cybersecurity is all about protecting, locking down, and securing critical information. One of the questions I always ask is, what is the difference between a major breach and a minor breach? And it's funny because some people go, there is no difference. Oh, there absolutely is. If somebody broke into a Marriott server and got no data, no information, and isolated from the rest of the network, we probably would not have heard about it, and that would have been a minor breach. But if somebody breaks in and steals 500 million records, that's a major breach. The difference between a minor breach and a major breach is not the servers that were compromised, it's the data that was impacted. The criticality of the data. If public information was stolen, we would not have heard about the Marriott breach. If 5 records were stolen, we would not have heard about the Marriott breach. But 500 million is problematic, and that's the issue there. So we need to worry about and be proactive with data protection. Now, the other interesting twist in all this, that is probably my bigger concern if I was Marriott, is GDPR. GDPR is the General Data Protection Regulation. This is in the EU, but it says any company around the world that has information on European citizens must properly protect that information. And guess what? Marriott has information on European citizens. And what's interesting about GDPR, it isn't a flat fee. There is, but it could also be a percent of your overall revenue. So if you look at Marriott, if GDPR finds that Marriott was negligent in protecting the data, which it seems like they were, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of fines. I mean, this could be significant to the operation of Marriott. And the interesting thing is, this is the first major data breach in which European data was compromised after GDPR was passed. So I can almost bet you that GDPR is going to use Marriott as the example. Whether you live in the US, even if you don't have information on European citizens, data protection laws are coming. Based on Marriott, people are now saying the US needs to adopt GDPR. We need to put those laws in place. So I'll warn you, whether you're a techie, whether you're a manager, whether you work in any business, you need to start being proactive with protecting and securing your critical data. You need to ask, what is your critical data? Where is it located? How is it protected? And how is it secure? Because if you wait for the laws to get passed, it's too little too late. Cybersecurity is all about minimizing and reducing the impact to your critical data. Start to figure out where your critical data is today. Start protecting it and locking it down so by the time data regulation hits you, you're ahead of the game and you're ready to go, as opposed to reacting, missing the boat, and getting fined.